I've gone through this really quickly on the last video, so I just want to go back to it. When I plugged in 1, I got each of these values minus, well, I didn't get 0 in each one of those, so that's why I only had those 3 values. Minus, when I plugged in 3, I would have got 27 divided by 3, which is 9. When I plugged in 3 here, I got 36 divided by 2, which is 18, and then I plug in 3, I get 9. Minus, notice how I put these in brackets because I'm subtracting this whole thing as well. It's minus this whole quantity, so when you plug in 1, you have the same numbers that you got at the beginning. Plus, then when you plug in 4, you get 64 over 3. You plug in 4, you get 2 times 16, which is 32, and then you get 12. Minus, when you plug in 3, you end up with those same values you just got. And then when you figure out all those, you get 4. It is a lot easier just to find the area of this triangle, the area of this triangle, and the area of this triangle, and add them all together for a total of 4. The next part, you need to know a trig identity that you may have not talked about in some time, and that is this one. So in order to do this one, we need to be able to use this trig identity, and what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this and replace the tangent squared x plus 1 with secant squared x. Then what I can do is say, well, what that really is 1 dx. So when I integrate 1, I end up with x, and then I'm going to be finding the integral from 0 to pi over 4. And so I plug in pi over 4, and I plug in 0 minus 0, and I get pi over 4. This is my last example for this day, and what it looks like is a fraction, and I know it's going to be much easier to integrate this once I've rewritten it as a negative exponent. So what I'm going to do is raise this by 1 and put it over that power, and then I'd be finding the definite integral from 1 to 2. This gives me negative 1 over x from 1 to 2. Well, I plug in 2 first, so I have negative 1/2 minus, then I'm going to plug in my 1, which is a negative 1 over 1, or a negative 1. So this ends up being positive 1/2 as my answer.